In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to reveal the one type of man that women instinctively surrender to, even when they insist they're completely in control. Here's the twist. Most of the time, they don't even realize why they're doing it. This isn't about cheap tricks or manipulation. This is about magnetic power. The kind of power that doesn't need anyone's permission, that doesn't beg or chase. It's a power that lives deep in your silence, in the rhythm of your breath, in the way you look at her as if she already belongs to you. You're about to learn how to become that kind of man, the one who doesn't force anything because everything naturally starts coming to him. And when I share the last sign, you'll understand exactly why she obeys this man with her body, yet can't put it into words. So watch this all the way through, or stay the guy she quietly walks away from. Let's dive in. First, it starts with the eyes, the man whose eyes say, "I own the room and I own you." Now, this isn't the fake alpha stare or the over-the-top, "look at me" kind of gaze. No. This is the look of a man who sees her as already his. Not a question, not a hopeful wish, but a full-blown certainty. His eyes don't flinch or fidget. They don't ask permission. They claim what's his. And here's the wild part. She'll feel this before her brain even catches up. Her breath will slow, her thoughts will scramble, her pulse will shift. Why? Because those eyes are steady, calm, undeniable. They don't threaten or intimidate, but they strip away her ego, her defenses, all the sass she hides behind. She's never experienced a gaze like this before. Most men either stare at her like she's something to conquer, or put her on some kind of pedestal. But this man, he looks at her like she's the final scene of a story he already knows will end with her giving in, on her own terms. And he doesn't force it. He lets her lean in, gives her space to unravel herself in his presence. No words needed, just presence. And suddenly, she's adjusting her hair, straightening her posture, silently trying to be enough. That's the shift. That's how a man can make a woman's body scream yes without even touching her, while her mind still scrambles for an explanation. She obeys not because he asked, but because he never needed to. Second, this is the man who makes her knees weak without ever laying a finger on her. Let's be real. Every woman, no matter how bold or independent, has one deep craving. She wants a man who dominates her energy before he even touches her skin. But this dominance isn't about control. It's about clarity. This man speaks slowly and deliberately. He moves with intention. He listens like he might finish her sentences, but never does. He isn't rattled by her beauty or rushing to impress. Instead, he enjoys the tension, the kind of tension he creates with ease. He teases without being vulgar, leads without demanding, flirts with silence more than words. And her body, it follows instinctively. Her mouth might say, "You're bad," while her smile says, "Don't stop." Because this man isn't just flirting. He's orchestrating desire. She feels him long before she even knows him. And once he's in her head, she's already halfway undressed mentally. She obeys, not because he's loud or aggressive, but because he's the only one who can silence the chaos inside her. Third, the man she imagines on top, even when she says, "I'm in control." This is the paradox every man needs to understand. Women love feeling in control, but they crave the feeling of surrender just as much. The man who embodies this paradox doesn't fight her independence or try to break it down. Instead, he holds his own power quietly, allowing her to lean on it without feeling trapped. He creates a space where she can let go without fear, where she feels safe enough to surrender because she knows she's not losing herself, she's choosing to. This man isn't aggressive or dominating in the traditional sense. He's calm, collected, and deeply confident in who he is. He understands that true power doesn't come from forcing or controlling, but from allowing and guiding. He makes her feel like she's in control even as she's giving herself to him completely, with her body, her heart, and her mind. So if you want to be that man, it's not about the lines you say or the moves you make. It's about mastering yourself first, your presence, your energy, your confidence. Because the moment you stop trying to impress or chase, everything starts coming to you naturally. Women sense that. They feel it deep down, and they respond to it instinctively. Remember, this kind of magnetic power isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, steady, and undeniable. It lives in your eyes, in your breath, in the calm strength you carry without trying. When you master this, you won't need to ask for her attention or her affection. It will simply be hers to give. So, take this knowledge, practice it every day, and watch how your presence transforms not only how women see you, but how you see yourself. You won't just be the man who gets what he wants. You'll be the man who owns it, effortlessly. Here's a truth that would make most nice guys crumble. The woman who says, "I like soft men," secretly dreams of the man who grabs her hair, pins her down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all without laying a single hand on her. He doesn't ask permission to lead. He is the permission. This man doesn't just lead, he commands the moment with subtle precision. He tells her to be quiet with a single glance. He slows down the kiss just when it's getting good, making every second stretch with tension. He stops her mid-sentence, not to shut her down, but to show her who truly controls the space they share. And she melts, because what she feels isn't abuse or force. It's power with surgical precision. It's safety wrapped in danger. This is the kind of man who awakens the versions of her she hides from the world. The wild one, the unfiltered one, the obedient one. She obeys him because he knows the real her better than she does. Not the reflection in the mirror, but the one who lives in her fantasies. The one who wakes up at 3 a.m. thinking about that man. The one she's never had before. The one who owns not just the room, but her soul. Then there's the man who uses his words like fingers, not always about what he says, but how he drops it. This type of man speaks as if he's tracing her skin with every syllable. He doesn't rush. He lets silence do half the work of seduction. His words are few but precise, each one landing exactly where it needs to. He says things like, "I don't share everything. I wait for someone who knows how to listen," or "Come here not for long, just so I can remember how soft your neck is." Boom! She leans in because it's not vulgar or forced. It's sensual, intimate, intentional. Women obey this man not because he orders them to, but because every word feels like it was their idea. He doesn't speak just to her ears. He speaks to her body. She finds herself responding, opening up, melting, and she won't even realize when it all started. His voice becomes the script she never knew she wanted to follow. And here's the kicker. She won't be able to explain it to her friends. She'll just say, "There's something about him." Exactly. That something? That's you. When you stop speaking like a man who needs her and start speaking like a man who already has her. Now here's the one that breaks her in the best way. The man who can say no with a smile. This is a game changer. You might think giving her everything she asks for wins her over. No, brother. The real turn-on is the man who makes her wait. She says, "Come over tonight." He says, "Not tonight. I've got plans with myself." She flirts. He smiles, holds eye contact, but doesn't take the bait. It drives her crazy because for the first time she's dealing with a man who has boundaries sharper than his jawline. He's not cold or rude. He's just undeniably centered, grounded in himself. And here's the twist. The more he withholds, the more she offers. The more he says not yet, the more she chases yes. That's the man she obeys without question, not because he controls her, but because he controls himself. That kind of restraint, it's rare, it's hot, it's dangerous. So if you want to be the man who commands attention without trying, who makes her want to surrender without losing herself, start mastering these qualities. Power isn't loud. It's the quiet certainty that speaks louder than words ever could. She might never say it out loud, but in her mind, she's quietly whispering, "Take me already." And when he finally does, she doesn't question a thing. No doubts, no hesitations. It's pure surrender because she knows without needing words. Let me leave you with this thought. Right now, she's out there, sassy, confident, posting thirst traps, running her world like a queen. But there's one man she can't stop thinking about. The man who didn't need her attention because his energy naturally commanded it. The man who never chased because he already knew she would follow. The man who never asked because deep down she wanted to obey. You can become that man. Not by pretending, not by putting on an act, but by building the stillness, the strength, and the sexual clarity we just walked through together. This is about becoming the calm force of nature that draws her in effortlessly. Now here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below with the words, "I don't chase, I attract." Let's see how many real ones are in this tribe. You know who you are. And if this video struck a chord deep inside you, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're done being the man women forget and ready to become the one she can't stop remembering. More is coming. Stay dangerous, stay calm, and above all, stay far from weak.